Hey, good morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas. Beautiful day in the garage, and yeah, today we're working on door panels. Finally. So those guys up there in that box have been sitting there for about 18 months, 19 months, something like that. Long time. So I don't even know that I've ever opened that box and looked at them actually. So hopefully they're the right thing. But yeah, so that's it. Door panels today. Plan on this being all day. I kind of am glad this is work that don't have to crawl on my back, don't have to get under the car, I don't have to do a bunch of heavy lifting or work in tight places, really. Shouldn't have to. That's between the Camry and the door mechanism, taking window regulators and motors and all that in and out of doors for a couple of days. I'm tired of sticking my hands in tight places. And the voltage regulator I had to change. That was another one. Yeah, yesterday was a long day of working on things, using my hands as eyes to see, because you can't actually see the part. Had to do that a lot yesterday. Glad I'm not doing that. I don't get frustrated doing that kind of stuff, but I don't enjoy it either. I don't think anybody actually enjoys that kind of work. I know, it's like I know when you're trying to find a little hole for a bolt or put a nut on a stud and you can't see them, and you're trying to get the nut started, and you only got one hand and like maybe two fingers that can get to it, and you're like stretched out like, and then the nut falls, and then you got to find the nut. And yeah, so it was a lot of that yesterday. Lot of that. I'm glad I'm not doing that today. I'm looking forward to this door project. It is something, when you have these projects and you know they're going to be kind of lengthy, a little bit something you haven't done before, a little bit tedious, and you have to take your time and pay attention to things. It's been on my mind several times, thought about it, like that I hope I can do this, because I have watched Nick Pepe's video a long time ago about doing door panels, and I've looked at it several other times for several things, and it looks a little challenging. It does. So I think it'll be okay. We will see. I hope I don't screw the door panels up. I am going to try to stick the speakers in them. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, Kendall's leaving. She's up early this morning. I don't know. Anyway, but that's it. Door panel day today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and leave some comments. Let me know what you think. I'll show y'all, probably put y'all on the pedestal, let y'all watch me work. I am gonna have the laptop out here with Nick Pepe right beside me, so I don't have to keep running in and out and watching videos. I'm gonna have vintage Thunderbird on the YouTubes, on my table, right next to me working. So that is my plan. So y'all, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and y'all go out and do great things today. Bye. Yep, I think I did actually look at these ones. So there it is, the door panel. As you can see, there are lots and lots places to put holes that there are not holes. That there actually is. That's just the vinyl on top of that right there, so that'll cut out. Same with where the door handle cup goes, which I have some of those. Let's see, this is passenger side. I'm going to start on the driver's side for no particular reason. Well, yeah, there is a reason, because I'm waiting on the window regulator gear for that side. I'm hoping it comes in today and comes in before I get that done. So we'll get it changed. Of course, if we get this done, we just won't mount it, and we'll wait for the regulator to come and go from there. So there's the passenger side. Cover her up. Well, I'll be damned. Oh, mother of Lord. I knew I'd bought one of these. Son of a bitch. I do that too much. I knew I'd bought a headliner. And I just bought another one because I couldn't find it. And it was in that bottom of that frickin' box. Okay, I guess first things first, just compare the old one to the new one. Yeah, I mean, this down here, you see, we're not, I guess, I don't know if I'd removed the carpet or if it was not on it. But you see the state of this door, it was, yeah, it was in terrible shape, falling apart. I think they did have some carpet on here and it kind of covered that a little bit, but yeah, door was definitely in bad shape. So, see right away, got like holes on this lip that I don't have holes for. Do have a hole right there. There's that one. You got these holes in here. You got these kind of, they're not holes yet. They don't, yeah, they do go through. They're just not through the vinyl. Do not have this hole. I think that's right. So that would be the cell window hole. That's your door window hole, which that is cut here. You have the mirror hole, you just don't have the cell window. There's no hole whatsoever right there. So we'll be using this kind of as a reference, I believe, to measure center to center. Get that hardware out, make sure I'm not cutting it too big. Oh yeah, let me continue watching. I guess the first thing he does, and I am, yeah, step by step, vintage Thunderbird. Not learning this on my own, and following the expert's lead. So, which is what I would advise also. And you know, he actually said his did not have the notch for his mirror control, but it looks like mine is notched. I don't know. Maybe this is maybe they watched his video and made some changes to their designs. I don't know. Maybe we will see. I know one thing he did note up here where the cat whiskers go. You know, on the old door it is steel, and this one, yeah, I mean, it's just plastic. So I am curious to see. I forgot what he did there to fix that, but we will again follow suit. I think he riveted some stuff, and I did buy a rivet gun or whatever you call them, a riveting device. It's very riveting. I did buy one of those, I believe, for this project. I think he rivets there and maybe sandwiches some thin steel, which I did buy some sheets of stainless for another kind of related project. I was going to try to remake these stainless pieces because I cannot find them to buy to kind of encapsulate all this stuff. And I think there's some on this side too, I believe. Which I didn't fasten this part down. My door trim, by the way, weather stripping on the door is in. Door shuts great. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with weather stripping other than finishing and fastening a few things at the top. But I think you gotta have the door panels in. I think especially on this piece, I think it kind of follows the curve of this, I believe. Okay, the cat whisker or felt part of the car. Now he talks about his reproduction parts, and what he ended up using was some scrap material. I don't want to say scrap, but some trim from another car that was flat all the way across, but it was shaped the same, but did not have the felt. Had the rubber. Everything else was the same. Didn't have the felt on it. But he went away from these because he didn't like this bend in it and said his panel didn't have a bend in it. My door does seem to, well, I set it up here a second ago, and I don't, you know, you can kind of see it. It's like it's, I'm fine with that. It's, it seemed like a second ago I could tell that there was a, bend right there, but maybe not. One thing I know, these slots are not lining up with these slots, which I believe are for the cell window bolts or whatever. So I'll probably have to get this mounted and then come back and notch out either. Yeah, I'll just use like a Dremel tool or my die grinder or something, just kind of grind that out. But what I am going to do that he did, which I'm about to have to go to the hardware store and find something, is put a metal backing on this, and then you do pop rivet all this through. So I am about to go find that. It's 1/2 inch. He used a thin gauge, which if I have to, I just bought some like 22 gauge stainless sheet metal pieces. He said he used 10 that he got from like a sheet metal fabrication place and just had them shear it, I'm sure, to 1/2 inch width. I really think this is the hardest part where you have to do some modifications, other than where you got to cut holes for like courtesy lights and things like that. You can see that they have the courtesy light kind of marked right there where it goes. That's nice. And they've got a mark here for the cell window knob, which we will of course double check and measure and make sure that that is right. Okay, so I've got my material I'm going to use. It is 1/16 inch by 1/2 inch, 3 foot long. I'll show you strips of aluminum at Home Depot, and they were only like a little under $4 a piece. Yeah, I think I got 3 pieces for 12 feet or 12 bucks. And see, one piece is not quite long enough, so I will probably, I'm thinking, probably cut it somewhere in here. This is absolutely perfect. It's aluminum, so it'll be easier to weld through or drill through, and yeah, I've got enough of it. So, and I was worried about the 1/2 inch. I'd found some 3/4 inch at another store. I didn't want it sticking out any more than it had to, so I went to Home Depot, and they had 3 of these. That's all they had. I got all 3 of them, and I'm very happy with that. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now, is set up, start, get all my little clamps out, get some contact cement. I'm going to get the other door panel up here, and we're going to go ahead and knock this project out. Okay, got the first piece. I cut my 2 aluminum pieces. I'll show you like this, an 18 inch, and then the remainder of the other 3 footer, I don't know, somewhere around 2 foot, a little longer than 2 foot. And that is what I'm going to do. It'd be nice if you could do it out of one piece, but as long as you rivet both ends fairly close, both pieces, I think, you know, it'll be fine. You actually could probably just use little metal strips everywhere you rivet, would probably work also if you don't have enough metal. But I think definitely getting some metal on the rivets is a must, because it'll just pull through the plastic eventually. But yeah, however you want to do it, I think it's fine, just as long as you get some metal backing for your rivets to go through. I'm going to use more clamps. I'm also going to glue. This was just kind of a dry fit right here to see how it went. Thank you, clutch, your shitty air compressor that leaks down every 5 minutes. God. So anyway, I just wanted to do a dry fit here. And I mean, I think it looks pretty damn sexy. I'm lined up on this end, maybe could go down 1/8 of an inch more. This end is a little long, but I'm gonna leave it sticking out, see how it looks in the car, because there is a piece of the weather stripping that kind of overlaps right there, so we can trim that off with the Dremel tool later if we need to. But yeah, so I'm happy with this. My plan is to, I'm hoping this works, but my plan is to contact cement. I don't know though. You know, I might get this lined up, drill my holes. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a bunch of clamps on this, just to kind of make sure it's held in place good. Drill my holes, then take everything off and contact cement all 3 pieces, the door, the back of the felt, the underside of the door, and the aluminum. Then clamp it again, probably with less clamps, but you know, just enough like this to kind of hold it in place, and then put my pop rivets in. I believe that's what I'm going to do. That, to me, that kind of makes the most sense. So yeah, I don't want to put contact cement on it and then it start moving while I'm drilling holes and get contact cement somewhere I don't want it. Okay, I got my holes drilled. I ended up having to use little vice grips where I was drilling. These just aren't strong enough. They'll be good for holding it while this glue's drying, but probably while I'm pop riveting. But yeah, for drilling, I had to get some good clamp force. I would just kind of put these on either side of where I was drilling the hole. Drill through the aluminum and continue on. So now I'm going to put a little contact cement on all 3 pieces. This is what I'm using, Weldwood contact cement, and I'm just going to use a little like Arts and Craft paintbrush. Glued, and I used the long end of the pop rivets to kind of line up my holes as I was basically clamping them in place. See, I got that sticking out a little further than this one, but that's okay. It's, you know, you're not going to see that. But yeah, so now I'm going to come in, continue lining up my pop rivet holes. Hopefully I don't have to re-drill them, but I may have to, some of them. We'll go ahead and replace the ones I got in here with pop rivets, and then this thing will be secured. Shit, I'm learning here. I did have to go buy some longer, the grip length. I used 1/8 inch diameter, but the grip length on these are 1/4 inch, was a little longer than what came in my kit. I believe they were probably 3/16, slightly shorter. And while I got it to work down here where there's no felt, they would not reach where there was felt. So they were basically just gripping to the plastic and not through the aluminum. So I had to go to town and buy some more, and that kind of, you know, doesn't look great, but it's on the inside of the door. It is what it is. You know, Nick Pepe had some where he put his felt on top, but I think he does mention use these pieces that you buy online. You just rivet through the felt, and that's pretty much all you can do. It is indented in there, so it's not like it's going to hit the window or anything, but you can see the rivets. So I'll do a better job on the other side, where I don't have doubled up rivets, but you know, like I said, it is what it is, and it'll look fine. It's inside the door, so it'll be good. But we have felt. I am happy with it. It looks pretty dang short. So we'll move on to the next piece, and you can see where he talks about in his video where this piece is bent like that. I don't know. That's what we're going to live with. So, and also I will have to cut out this right here. Probably we'll just use a Dremel tool or a die grinder or something. Grind that out. Just to show you there, you barely see the hole, but it's there. But 1/8 inch drill bit. Put these vice grips on either side of it, keep the aluminum from moving, and drill my hole. And get these 1/4 inch grip, 1/8 inch rivets, and kind of use the long end to line up my hole, kind of clean it out a little, Stick my rivet head in there. Maybe. I gotta get 2 hands on it because you gotta kind of press your thumbs down on either side and punch it on through, and then you won't feel on the other side and make sure that it is past the aluminum sticking out. That's very important, or it won't grab it. Okay, passenger side window felts are on, installed, riveted. Looks better than the driver's side, but you know, second time's a charm. Did a little better job on this one. Carly out here cleaning door parts. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. I've got the polished one. I've got to polish that one. Okay, I know I said I'm going to still add the speaker here, but I am going to go ahead and put the courtesy lights in as well. And basically what I did was drew out a rectangle, basically the size of this plastic. Nick Pepe talks about it, but make sure you can get the end of these screws, the plastic part of that, to sit down inside there with the metal will be flush. So making sure we don't cut a hole bigger than the metal so that it is covered, and then it'll get sandwiched with the light bulb housing from the back side. So that is it. I'm also not going to put carpet on the bottom of mine. He does the same thing. It's what he recommends actually. So yeah, next cut this out. I'm gonna put tape around it, do like he did, kind of cover things up. He used a pneumatic cutoff saw, which I could use, but I think I'm gonna use my Dremel tool. All right, here goes nothing. First cut on the door panel. It is a little thicker than I thought. So both the vinyl and the plastic, yes. The vinyl's good 1/16 of an inch thick plus, and then the plastic's probably 1/8 inch also. So you gotta do a little cutting to get through it. Let's test this bulb out real quick. Bulb works, no problem. To show y'all, I was making a mistake earlier with this mirror adjustment. I didn't have the actual, I guess we'll call it a bezel in place, and that's why I wasn't tightening down. But you do got to get this sucker. He cleaned his out with the Dremel tool some, but I can get it to catch a thread pressing down on it really hard in there. I'm about to use put a dead blow hammer at the bottom and then another dead blow hammer at the top, and just kind of tap it down in there a little bit better, and then should be able to get this to thread up. Just want to make sure I can get these threaded and locked down before I put this back on the wires, because it'll have to be hanging on the wires whenever we go to make this up. So before you actually seat the panel, you'll have to screw this in place, and yeah, there'll be a lot of things trying to fit together all at once, so that'll be fun. Oh, I wasn't recording. There we go. So I got it. I had to use the Dremel tool from this side, kind of clean up a little bit, beat it back in with a hammer, and then I was able to catch a couple threads, so it's in place. So now I'm going to take it apart. I'll leave this bezel on. It's pretty much stuck. You can get it out, but it's wedged in there pretty good. And I'm going to hang my little adjustment bezel knob or whatever back on the cable. Get that in place, and then we will install this when we finally hang this door. All right, good morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas, beautiful day in the garage, and today we're going to continue working on the door panels. I think that's it. probably will eat up most of the day. And I'm starting out my morning with a little sanding and polishing. I haven't started yet. I accidentally, well, I don't want to say accidentally, I did it on purpose, but for some reason on just this piece, I took the anodizing off. Did not take it off the matching pieces on either door. It's just the aluminum trim piece that goes along here. And me and Carly were cleaning these yesterday, and like, well, they look pretty dang good. They're shiny, a little scratched up, but they look good. And so we were just gonna put them on that way, and then we found this piece and it's like, oh crap, it doesn't have the anodizing, so it is not shiny. I'll just show you the comparison. I mean, it's quite a bit different. And so what this is kind of leaning me towards is I might end up having to polish both those pieces and then do it on both doors so that they will look alike. So which means I got to take the anodizing off of that one, which means I probably need to make a trip to town because I only got like a quarter can of the Easy Off Heavy Duty. But yeah, that's it. I'm out here just kind of getting started. Gonna mess with this piece, see how good I can get it to look, and then we will make a decision on what we're gonna do with the rest of that stuff. And if I do have to take the anodizing off, then I think I'm just gonna get the other door panel out, start putting the courtesy light in it, put the other piece of trim on it that I can. I've already got the cat whisker felt strip on it. I did that at the same time I did the other door, so that's the longest part. And then I'll just start fitting it for the, knobs. You know what, after buffing it, it actually, standing about right here, it don't look too much different. And I don't know that I want to go through all the effort of buffing all three of these. I actually like the way it looks better. Compare it to, get it out in some light somewhere. Oh. I mean, yeah, it's not too much different. Now this one was dinged up and I tried to hammer and dolly, so that's what's going on right there. But I mean, if you just look at the rest of the surface, it's not as mirror. It doesn't have quite the mirror shine. You see the difference, but it's not bad. Not bad. Got a little polish on it still, I need to wipe off, but and I think this is gonna, it gets all these little, see how this one's got all the little scratches all in that anodizing, and you're just never gonna get that out. Yeah, I think I like this better. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Okay. All right, I have had some interference issues with this top rail. Basically up here where my two aluminum strips met, it's a little fat. It's kind of like right where there is a transition in the door. I'll show you on the door. Kind of right in this area. You can see it gets a little tighter right there. And it's also where I had some aluminum kind of sticking out. All that's got to get over this edge and behind that. So adding 16th inch thick aluminum doesn't help. Also, there are a few spots on my bottom rail. It's hard to tell. I can see it with my eye, but like right there, it's dented in a little. So I'm gonna go along and kind of pull that out, a few tight spots, because the lip on the bottom of these doors is fairly thick. Yeah, that does not look too damn shabby. Couple little things I'm kind of concerned, well, one thing I'm kind of concerned with is this right here. It does not come out far enough, and you can pull this out a little bit, but I guess This is supposed to pinch the door back like that, and then you get your little clip in there. I did put a couple of washers behind the base of this to kind of get it out a little further, and I could do this some more, but yeah, I'm assuming you just push on it and put it in there, I guess. I don't know. It's I did cut the hole big enough to where I'll just stick the handle on it. See? And I might have to actually come out a little further. Yeah, like I might have to kind of capture this, I might have to cut this side out a little bit more. You see, the hole's covered no matter what, as long as I don't go that way anymore. Probably get this a little bit further so that these will fit down in there. So you probably need, yeah, another 1/8 of an inch off this side. Looking at it, I was thinking about putting the speaker down here, but I'm not so sure with these 4 inches that I wouldn't have enough room to stick a speaker like right in here somewhere. Might be better. I don't know. Whew. That's nerve-wracking though. You go cutting in that area. But there is some meat here. Some area where that speaker can, the back of it wouldn't hit. I'd have to do some measuring, see how it looked. But then I got this guy, which let me just stick him in there. See if that's going to line up. Doesn't look like. Yeah, it does line up. I don't know, Nick Pepe mentioned something about these being a little low, but it looks like mine's gonna work out just right, I think. All right, I made a huge mistake. It's actually, it'll work. You can probably see that right there. It's supposed to be down there. Yeah, I just was not paying attention. As Nick Pepe says, look at everything twice before you cut, before you mark, really. And I did not. I mean, I measured. It is the exact same distance from that end to there that one is, but it's just on the wrong side. See? So I am not buying new $800 door panels. So it's just going to be that way. Yeah, not a show car. So, and I don't know. I wasn't even gonna put these in originally. I was like, screw it. I don't really need them. But they're in. One is correct, one is not. But they do both work, and whatever. So, I mean, it's noticeable, but only like if you're like kind of standing right here and both doors are open, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, or whatever. So this one all fits, everything's good. Got all my holes kind of open and secured. And these do, with the trim is on the lower side of this. I don't know why they make this square so big, but it really doesn't need to be. But the trim is, the hole for the trim is down lower. So those are about in the right spot. And because I checked the one on the driver's side, because I was about to unscrew this and try to move it up, adjust it, but then put the trim on it, and it's like right where it needs to be. We got to polish all the trim. I've got one piece cleaned off, ready to start sanding. Here's the other pieces. They should be done. That was like most of it was off. I just put a little more on there. I've been letting it sit for quite a while now. It's probably ready to be washed off and sanded. I'm just kind of kind of debating now if I want to go ahead and put the speakers in. So I got 4-inch speakers, and I have some 3.5s coming, but I think these 4s are going to be perfect. They are a lot smaller. One thing I don't like about these is they don't have the screen. They have a a guard or I guess something to screw into to catch these, but they don't have actual like screens, so you're going to see the speakers. So which is is fine, but I have kind of become pretty sold on this is where they're going to go. Right here, there is a recessed area in the metal on the door right here. It sinks back pretty far, and there is nothing there. So there's actually a hole there. It's not quite big enough for that to go in, but there is a hole there, and it's sunk in. And these are like 2 inches deep from the face to the back, and it's like in this area it's like 2 1/4 from the inside of this panel to best I can measure. You got this much space just kind of flush to the door. It does step up 3/8 of an inch right here, but you can even see that there's still a good 1.5 inches right there, and then it's sunk down like 1 1/4 inch. The metal is on the door, so I should have like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of room once this is mounted, if I put it in the right spot. So it's kind of the metal kind of angles up and gets closer up here, of course. So yeah, it's not like perfect. Like I don't have all this area. I got to get it in the right spot. So I got to do some measuring. I will make sure I put it on the right side of the door this time. And yeah, it'll. But I do think. Well, I guess what I'm saying is I think I'm going to go ahead and do the hole for this speaker. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going with 5-inch now. I mean, these are bigger, better, little bigger. Bigger's always better, right? And the depth is actually the same as those other ones, which is what the issue would have been. And yeah, I think we can make that work still. We'll just have to get the center and the best ideal location. And I mean, that's about, on a modern car, that's about where your speaker would be, So yeah, I kind of like it. I got to remember that this is going to be pushed in quite a bit for that, to get that handle on there. But we still have quite a bit of depth in this panel. So yeah, we're good to go. Good to go. So, and if not, we will cut a hole in the door. Like once I cut the hole here, I'm committed to getting this speaker in this door somehow. Nothing rolls up and down here. There are no mechanisms below this. So should be fine. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I think it looks pretty damn good. Kind of like a speaker was meant to be there. This thing gets dirty as hell. So all this door is lacking now is one more fitment to make sure everything fits, and the 3 trim pieces, which this piece I think I'll go ahead and add right now. All I got to do is polish it a little bit with some steel wool and a little WD-40 or whatever. Polish it up and just stick it in there, and it actually has lots of the ears left on it, so it should mount pretty well. Yeah, I think it's got, other than that one, yeah, it's only missing one. The other one that had them all, but they were all short. They only had a couple that were the right length. So this one is actually in pretty good shape as far as pins go. So And the other one was had 3 screw holes in it. So probably should have used this one on the driver's side. But it's, I mean, the screw holes don't look bad, really. You can see them over there. They're just 3 of them, and it's very secure. So I like it. So let me polish on this, put it in the door, and then I'm gonna come over here and try to fit it, and I'll show y'all if it fits with the speaker in it. All right, good morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas. And today we are going to finish these door panels, like very, very close. I've got everything cut and fitted and they fit on the car. It is just a matter of getting 2 more trim pieces sanded and polished. My favorite thing. I was so excited to wake up this morning and get to do this. And these 2 go on the rear quarter panel pieces, so probably not gonna do them today. They're going to have to wait because I want to get some shit done today. And it takes, so my method, and I don't know if this is correct because it still doesn't look great. Looks okay. I'll show you a piece that I did last night. I mean, it's shiny, it's reflective. It's still got some buffing material on it. I think it needs to be wiped down a little better, but I mean, they turn out okay. You know, they look okay in the car. It's not like super shiny. I have seen people with much better results, but I can't be mad at it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but what I do is 60, 120, 320, 600, 800, 1,000. I probably could skip the 800, I think, but I have it. 1,000, 1,500, 2,500. And then I'm going over it, and I don't know, it seemed to help. Went over it with the quad steel wool, and then went on my buffing wheel. And this last time I did it, I added, this is a loose sewn wheel. I have a tight sewn somewhere. There it is. Yeah, I have this tight sewn that I used. See, it's just sewn closer to the edge so you can get a little more pressure on it. But I think today I'm gonna add a 4th step and use this kind of rough buffing wheel with maybe a different color compound. I've been using brown. I saw a guy had real good luck and all he used was brown on aluminum. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm getting okay results, but it's not like, wow, that's amazing, you know, not like that. It's, anyway, I don't know. And I'm wet sanding. I'm using Dawn, kind of a Dawn soap solution, or not, maybe not Dawn, but Amazon basic dish soap. So that's what I'm doing. So you might ask, well, Bucky, you just had 2 pieces polished. Why didn't you go ahead and finish that door panel yesterday? It's like, well, because I polished 1 piece for the driver's side door and I polished the other piece for the passenger door, this one. So I didn't have all my pieces. I did get that piece of trim on both doors. And then the only other piece, which I went ahead and kind of polished these up, is this kind of goes on top of these and helps hold them in place. So yeah, it's humid this morning. Man, it's been nice actually for mid-July. We've had some really kind of cool weather, almost like no hotter than 90. But it's been really, for July, it's been really nice outside. Like, it has not been unbearable. I wish the weather would have been like this when I was working on the exhaust, because when I was doing the exhaust, it was hotter than 2 rats getting it on in a wool sock. You know what I mean? It was hot. Now, I've got to say, that is final. I did everything up to 2,500, and then I don't do what I do because I'm not very good at this, but trying different things. So I did WD-40 and quad aught steel wool, and I like the way I like the way this looks. You know, it's not mirror finished. It's definitely, and I'm not saying this like it's a brushed aluminum, right? That's how it looks. But it's like there's no scratches in it. It's one kind of uniform. I mean, there is, but they're like a, you know, brushed look. I kind of like it, and if I can't get the buffing, I don't kind of like it. I like it. If I can't get the buffing to make it actually shine this time, then I may just run the steel wool over it again and kind of get that finish on it. I mean, it's definitely shinier after the buffing wheel, you know, but it's not quite mirror finish, and to me you can kind of see the scratches even more. But I am going to add a step this time to the buffing. I'm about to take these two off, and I'm going to put one of these rough dudes on there, and I haven't decided on which compound I'm going to use. I'm just going to do brown the whole time, but I'm going to rough, tight sewn, loose sewn, and then like whatever you call this, it's like the softest of them all, barely sewn. I don't know what you call that, but this is with no compound. I'm doing brown with that one, brown with the one before it, and then I'm going to try to find some kind of medium. Well, they shined up pretty good. I'm not saying they are perfect. They're not perfect. Still got a little compound I gotta rub off of them, but I mean, they're shiny. Of course, there's some dings and dents and things, and I'm not that worried about that. I'm not gonna sit there and hammer and dolly on these and them still not look perfect anyway. But again, this isn't a show car, but they do got some shine to them now. We'll clean my table off, get this door fully assembled, and go ahead and get it hung. Okay, nothing to this, right? Got this little, I don't know what you call it, rail with the pins that slides down in that groove. It does come in and out on this one, and probably on that one too, but I had taken them out when I took the car apart. And then you're just gonna stick these pins through the holes. I'll do the same with this one. It has two pins, right? And it locks on top. And then the final piece will be this one, and it goes through those holes and locks up there, and it'll be just like that. And then we'll get our little, I think there's some kind of escutcheon, I think that's a word, thing goes right there, and then the door handle goes on top of that. Okay, there it is, all put together. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. I like it. I like it. There is a little gap here, and I believe it's just because of the thickness of this material. It does not want to push down any further than that, so it just may be the way we have to live with it, but it all came together and looks good. Yeah, so maybe spend a little time polishing this area up. Don't be like me and be like, it's gonna be covered, you're not gonna see it, because you probably will. So myself, I did not bend the pins all the way down or reuse later. I do kind of go in opposite directions every now and then, kind of get them pulling against each other, and that's plenty tight, y'all. Don't bend them all the way down, because they will break. And you may need to take this apart again, or somebody in the future may want to. And having those pins makes life a lot easier. Okay, so this, well, just to show y'all, I've got all this done. This little tit right here, I had to pull this molding down even more to get it to line up, but you know, it's done. This was a little bit of a fight getting that started. Once I got it started, it threaded down nice. But yeah, just like Nick Pepe says in his video, spend some time before you're in this position, making sure you can screw this, the little mechanism and the keeper all together. You're gonna have to, I had a Dremel tool, just use this little guy, kind of clean up some plastic stuff, some vinyl or whatever. Got to make a little room in there for all this stuff to kind of smush together. So just whittle at it a little bit at a time and you'll get it. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I love it. I think it's really, really nice. This is a little bit of a bitch. These panels, for whatever reason, they seem to stick out more than the old ones. The old ones, this deal stuck out a lot. Also, so there's a keeper that keeps this handle on, which is what I'm trying to put in. But there is also a keeper on the end of the shaft up there. I had the other door panel on, but you see my other one sticks out a little further, and that's because the keeper is actually, there's a keeper on it also that keeps the pin from pushing back. And it makes about a, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch difference, which would help me a lot right here. So this is fun, but I haven't fought it that much. I'm just getting started, but I can already tell it's going to be one of those things that I cuss and that I'm very glad when I get it done. That's hooked up. The mirror actually moves, not a lot, but it does move some. Yeah, I mean, it moves quite a bit. So yeah, that works. Things are actually working in the cars. There it is. So that little guy, I did have to get the clip, and I'll show you on that one what I'm talking about, but I did have to get a clip to keep it stuck out. And once I did that, it was easy. I wouldn't say easy, but basically utilize that tool, pushed it down enough to where I could snap it in place, pull that tool out, and it locked in where it was supposed to. And everything works. Door handle works, window works. I don't know about the light, and it should work because I have it. I'm pretty sure I grounded this side. I know I haven't grounded that side, but mirror works. I mean, shit, I'm thoroughly happy with that. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, well, door panels are, this one's complete. Well, I'll say that. I still got to come in and figure out what I'm going to do here. They have some like aluminum trim. I only, for some reason, have one piece of it, and you need 2 for each door. Aluminum is basically just to give you some metal to screw through, but you're screwing through this and into the door. But we can do that later. That's like a little finishing touch type of stuff. I think now we're going to pick some of this mess up. I think we're pretty much done with this job, and then we'll move on to the, shit. Yeah, let me put that back up. Whew. Damn, did I break it? Motherfucker, I did. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Yep, gotta get a new one of those. All right, big moment. The door is together. Again, I don't have my trim on the outside yet. Mother, good Lord. All right. Air compressor interrupted me again. It's very good at doing that. But yeah, on this side, the light actually works. And I know now why the one on the other side, I don't have it plugged in under the dash because my bullet connector I used on it's too small for the female end that is in the under the dash from the old wiring harness. And I've got to get a new switch since I broke that switch, since I thought maybe it was the switch, but apparently it wasn't the switch. And now, anyway, it will get fixed. But oh man, this is great. All the handles work, the light works, so the light on the other side is going to work. The window works, the sail window works. It's like, and this clip was actually I've got it down now. Like it's, yeah, you basically put that little tool in there, just press it down just enough to where it gets over the splines, and then just push it into place, and that clips back into place, and it's done. And Man, the door handles work. I can get in and out of the car now without. Yeah, this is wonderful. I love it.